These millennials and what we call it Gen Z, these people are move up the ladder very fast in their career, and they have very high disposable income towards buying things and doing investments.
Hi Rajan, welcome to Brand Studio Live. To start off, India is going through a huge economic slowdown, and so how has this impacted the HFC market, and how soon can we expect things to normalize? How does 2020 look like?
All right. Yes, in last couple of quarters, situation has been not that great because of over optimism towards demand and supply side. There has been a situation where liquidity crisis has been there, and there has been a situation where asset liability mismatch has been towards HFC side. Now, what result was it generally took other side, and the cost of funds become high, and because of that, eventually the home finance companies and NBFCs were not able to lend further with the speed they were doing earlier, and to maintain that they were doing a lot of sell-offs. So which led to the decrease in the business of HFCs. Definitely inherent demand towards housing finance and home buying. So to give impetus to that, government has taken a lot of steps. Number one that they have provided is they have given almost 30,000 crores to banks that they can give it to NBFC. Yes, the capping of that was 500 crores to one HFC, but that was not sufficient. But yes, that gave a little bit of impetus. Second was 25,000 crores, which was AIF, that was alternate investment fund, which helped to move those stalled 1600 projects, which helped again building that confidence in the market. Yes, the things will be back. And third, the most important one was RERA, which is Real Estate Regulation Act, which gave the confidence to the customers
Right.
that things will be back. And so I think things are looking pretty fine for the future, and things will be back. Now, so in overall situation, if you see GDP to mortgage to GDP penetration is just 10%. So there is a potential to grow, and definitely it will grow.
Multiple reports have revealed that millennials in India, they don't want to own a house on account of the EMI burden, and given how fast they switch their jobs, they keep traveling, so they don't want to be tied down to a particular city. Do you believe that home buying is no longer a priority for this generation? And if yes, then how do housing finance companies attract more millennial consumers? How do they woo this segment?
These millennials and what we call it Gen Z, these people are move up the ladder very fast in their career, and they have very high disposable income towards buying things and doing investments. Now, so there is always a conflict whether they want to buy a home or they want to rent. They are considering renting a house. So as per me, I think for them buying, and as per research also, the buying home is good for them, and they have been going for the buying home purpose because they are independent class. They don't want interference of landlords and all those things. They want to have their own space. So for that purpose, they have always been going towards buying a home. Yes, they have. These people what I've been reading, and what I've been research works have been there, that they definitely go for experiences. They don't go for products.
The experience economy.
Experience. So they invest in experiences. They don't want to go and just buy products and services.
Talking about the challenges in rural housing, what do you think those are, and how can demand be boosted, among this consumer segment?
See, rural housing has its own challenges actually. I mean, there is no infrastructure for rural housing, and their financial assistance given to these people is very, very difficult. Although through researches and through latest surveys, we have definitely have this information that 8.6 million household has been provided through various rural housing schemes, and that's a good thing. And these customers are really very credit worthy customers. Okay. We can definitely provide them financial assistance, but then products and processes and policies have to be very much customized towards these profiles.
Right.
And for that, I think financial institutions have to develop certain credit appraisal processes where they can give and cater to these customers. Yes, I'm sure government has taken a lot of initiatives to provide housing to rural by various schemes I just mentioned. Uh, Future is good, and the future is good, and definitely government is giving a lot of impetus to this segment also.
Okay. So, continuing with that discussion, housing for all by 2022, do you believe that's a distant dream or is it achievable?
No, no, it's not a distant dream at all. This is very much achievable. Again, as I was just mentioning, this affordable housing for all, is under the flagship of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, which is for financial institution. It is through Credit Linked Subsidy Scheme, which is CLSS. So through that, various profile of the customers are getting funded, right across from EWS to MIG2, from a loan segment, from a household income of say 3 lakhs to 18 lakhs. So the basically what is happening is demand is being created through these subsidy schemes, and simultaneously the supply side has also been given a lot of subsidy through various schemes, in which developer is also able to make good margins. So on both sides, this scheme is able to create demand and supply. The constraint has been removed of demand and supply. As far as PNB Housing is concerned, we have been able to disburse almost 36,500 loan applications. So, and which is a subsidy of almost 800 crores. So this is where we have been able to give support to affordable housing through PNB Housing.